everybody, welcome to the ranch. Today I'm going to try something different. I discovered a recipe online for smoked Asian style sticky ribs and it intrigued me, so I thought I'd give them a try. Today's video is going to focus mainly on the cook. I already did a lot of the prep work yesterday and this morning. I'll show you what I made. I'll also share the recipe in the description. So if you want to check it out, see what all the ingredients are and how to prepare it, you'll be able to do so there. So let's get this cook going. As you can tell, the smoker is fired up. We're going to get it to about 225 degrees. I've got the ribs out here and ready along with the recipe, which like I said, I will post in the description of this video. I actually made the rub last night and applied it to the ribs and left it in the fridge overnight. So these are ready to go on. Once the smoker hits 225, we'll put them on and start the cooking process. The ribs are on the smoker and we're gonna smoke them for about 2 hours. I'm gonna use a little bit of apple wood. It's actually a multi-part cook, so we're gonna smoke them for a couple hours and then we're actually going to braise them as the second phase. And I prepared a braise this morning, which I'll share with you in a bit. And then the last part is we dip it in like a sticky glaze and we put them back on a hot grill just to get them nice and caramelized up, and then we top it with some garnish. So we're going to let these sit for a couple hours and we'll check on them in a bit. We are about 1 hour into the cook and I just wanted to take a look and see what these ribs are looking like so far. Not bad, not bad. We'll keep these on for about another hour and then we'll pull them and start the braising process. While these ribs are still smoking, I just wanted to show you what the braising liquid looks like. This is what we'll be adding to it in the second phase of the cook. It looks good, smells even better. Here's a quick glimpse at what the ingredients are, which again, I'll include the link to the recipe in the description so you can check that out. We still have about a half an hour left on the smoker before we put it in the liquid, but just want to show you what we'll be dealing with next. We are 2 hours into the cook already. These ribs are ready to come off and we'll be taking a swim in the braising liquid really soon. They look good so far, they smell good, they have nice color. So I'm going to take these off, bring them inside, set them up inside the braise, and then I'll give you a little peek at that before we put them back on the smoker. I will need to raise the temperature of my smoker up to about 325 degrees. So what I'm going to do after I take these ribs off is leave the lid open, shake up the coals a little bit to get the fire going a little stronger, and hopefully that'll help. All right, so I got all the ribs into a couple pans here. I covered them and coated them nicely with the liquid. Had to cut them in half, obviously, in order to fit them in here. So I'm just gonna cover them up with some aluminum foil and we'll put them back on the smoker at the higher heat and we'll let it braise for a little while. I'll check on them now and then and just add a little more moisture, just kind of pour some spoonfuls over the top just to keep the flavoring and the moisture on there. So, see you in a bit. I just wanted to mention a couple things before I put the lid back on. One, yes, I know my smoker does have 2 cooking levels, so I could put the other pan lower, but I decided just to stack them because we're not smoking anything at this point and it'll be easier for me to access. The second thing I wanted to mention is the recipe calls for baby back ribs. I chose to go with St. Louis style ribs only because that's all I had in the house. So don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but just wanted to point that out. These have been on for about an hour now. I just wanted to check on them and pour a little liquid over the top. If these things taste as good as they smell, they are going to be awesome. They smell delicious. These have been braising for 2 hours and I'm not really sure when they're done, to be honest with you. When I cook ribs normally on the smoker and I'm not braising them, I know exactly when to take them off. I use a toothpick, I use a bend test, and I get it just the way I like it. But these are a little harder because they're being braised. They haven't cooked as long as I would normally do if they were just sitting on the smoker straight. So, but they are very tender, and I'm afraid they may be too fall off the bone. So I'm gonna take them off now, and we'll let them sit inside for a little bit, and we'll prep them for the next phase, and hopefully they won't fall apart. Even if they do, I'm sure they're gonna taste great. Okay, let me catch you up with where I am right now. So after I took the ribs off of the smoker, I dumped out about 2 cups of the braising liquid, put it in a saucepan, and added some pepper jelly and some apple cider vinegar, simmered that down about 1/3. I cut up the ribs. They were perfect. They did not fall apart like I was afraid they might. They probably could have stayed on a little longer, but we'll see after we taste them. I dipped the ribs into the reduced sauce mixture, the barbecue sauce, and I have them ready to go on a grill. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna grill them for just probably 4 or 5 minutes at about 400, 450 degrees. And once we're done with that, I will plate them. I'm reducing the sauce down even a little bit more. I'm gonna drizzle that all over the top at the end. And I've got some scallions cut up and some sesame seeds. And then we will finally have the finished product. So let me finish these up. And here, finally, is the final product. And it looks amazing, if I say so myself. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. We'll find out in just a minute or so. It's the moment of truth, the taste test. Let's see how this thing tastes. Oh my God. That is so freaking good. It is so juicy. It is so flavorful. It's got a little sweetness, got a little heat to it. You can see right there, it's coming right off the bone. It's not fall off the bone, it's coming off the bone. Perfectly cooked. Oh my God, this is so good. My wife's inside. She's actually making some fried rice for the first time. So we're gonna eat this all together, and I'll come back in a minute and tell you guys how everything was. I was joking earlier, that was probably one of the best things I've ever cooked on my smoker. It was so delicious. It had such good flavor. It was moist. It came right off the bone. It was sweet. It was spicy. And with the fried rice that we had with it, it was a really good and complete meal. So if you've never tried ribs like this before, where you smoke them and braise them, you gotta give it a shot. Like I said, I'll put the recipe in the description. Check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with all your friends. And if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please click subscribe. Thanks for stopping by the ranch, and we'll see you next time.